I just got off work, changed into my regular clothes. I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night because I was up late, working on my business, doing a bunch of projects and this and that. And today's work, I literally was out all day in the sun, standing, yelling all morning, and it was very exhausting. I got out late, and I had normally I work out during my lunch, but it was so busy today, I didn't have time. So, like if you guys are struggling with trying to fit in a workout in through your day and you're super busy just like me, what I recommend is you guys should be doing light body weight exercises. All right, simple shit like push-ups, body weight squats, maybe jumping jacks, or if you have a jump rope. If you got a pull-up bar, do pull-ups, man. But just super light exercises, right? This is basically street workout, all right? This is the stuff that I grew up with, before I had a gym. You can do it practically anywhere. And the whole premise of this type of training, is more like a mindset, to be honest, is that no matter what the conditions are, there are no excuses, all right? If you want to, like you'll find a way to make it happen. You'll find a way to get a workout in, even if you work 12-hour shifts, you get 5 hours sleep or anything, right? Like today, I had a workout plan where I was supposed to go to the gym and hit a heavy workout, but with 5 hours sleep, and working all day, and I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. That's not really a good idea. To go super heavy, get fucking injured, right? I know a lot of people preach, no pain, no gain, go hard as fuck, and just like they act like their bodies are actually invincible until, one day something snaps or an overuse injury happens and then it sidelines them, right? I'm all about training hard, being like hyper masculinity, all this shit. I'm all about that, but I'm not about, fucking fucked up, right? I have had my share of injuries, and nothing will set you back more than an injury, especially a serious injury like a joint injury or something like that, a muscle tear. Um, and you don't really want to like always like push your body to like the physical limits where like you're actually doing damage, right? Pushing yourself mentally to mental limits, that's something else, right? That's what's required for growth, both physically and mentally. But like when you're super strapped on time and stuff like that, like today I got back from work and I was just about to eat my dinner and go to sleep like a fat ass, but I was thinking, man, like, I've been eating all day, I ate like 2 meals already today, a lot of carbs too because I thought I was gonna work out, but I didn't work out. So like if I eat another meal, a third meal with a bunch of carbs, I'm literally just gonna be like fucking like everybody else, like the average American, eating a fuck ton and not doing jack shit all day. So, I did a quick ass home workout, like 15 minutes, I did a superset at it, 3 to 5 sets of push-ups. I have these resistance bands that I do to hit my back and my rear delts. That's why I like my fucking, if you can see my rear delts, they're pretty good right now. Like I got a little bit of a pump right now. Um, and then did some more band work and did some bodyweight squats. And now like when I eat my next meal, my last meal, my dinner, the food isn't just gonna like go become fat. Like it's gonna actually be more like the muscles are already trained and they're more sensitive to building muscle, absorbing protein, right? So, and even besides all the physical benefits of obviously working out, like it's good to clear your mind. Like it's scientifically proven. Moving around, doing exercises, like not you don't even need to go heavy. You just gotta do some kind of like exercise, some push-ups, some squats, go for a walk. Move your body around. The kinesthetic movement is really healthy for humans. We evolved to move. Back in the day, we used to hunt in the forest, in the plains of Africa, or wherever your ancestors are from. And like especially if you sit all day at a desk job, which sometimes I do, you definitely need to move around. You gotta you can't just be sitting all day, going home, eating, watching TV or watching YouTube, and going to sleep and repeating that shit 5 times a week. For your Monday through Friday job. That's very unhealthy. That's how people get sick, how people get weak, and start getting depressed too, probably. So, like I know that days like are gonna be busy, and it's gonna be very tempting to just crash after a long day of work. But I implore you guys to, try to fit in something somewhere in your day if you can. You know, like if this day that I had right now repeated itself for the next 4 days and forever while I'm working, where I get off at like 7 8 p.m. or some shit, and I have to wake up at 5 a.m. the next day, then fuck it. I'm gonna be working out. I'm gonna adapt and make my workout at 8 p.m. at night. It's not the most optimal, obviously, but it's better. It's more optimal than skipping every single day. It's more optimal than just throwing in the towel because conditions are not perfect. Because life is not perfect, and the more you can do in an imperfect environment, in an imperfect situation, like the better you're gonna be, right? When things clear up, when the pendulum swings backwards, right? Because that's life, man. Life is always gonna be. It's like a pendulum. It's like a stock market. Like you're gonna go through seasons of dog shit. You're gonna go through seasons of just suck and shittiness, and then you're gonna go through seasons of like a fucking, when things are good. You're gonna feel high energy. Things are being going right, and that it's like the weather. It's winter, summer, fall, spring. A bull market, a bear market. Like, it's kind of like that. So when things are in the gutter, you need to like start using that to develop yourself, develop your mental discipline, your toughness, your problem solving abilities. Being creative. And just like kind of like building the characteristics that are going to carry you for when the tide swings backwards again. That's what I'm doing today. I'm just yeah, like I don't need to go heavy as fuck in the gym on a shitty ass day and get fucked up. I can simply, yeah, because I know my body. I've been trained for 10 plus years. I've studied exercise science my whole life almost. I know that I can just move the workout to the next day. And from where I am with my progress so far, because I've been tracking my progress for the last several months, all my macros and everything, I know that that's a better option for me than training today. I think a lot of people, make a mistake because they don't actually have a training plan. They just go in, go hard. It kind of just like it's very like one dimensional. They don't think it through. They don't have a solid training plan, and that's why it's so important. If your goal is to get ripped, get lean, become healthy, make progress in your actual body, you need to have a training plan. You need to know what you're doing and stuff like that. And when things hit the fan, like your boss holds you up at work, you need to know that you can be flexible. You can find a way around it. But like a lot of people just throw in the towel, they don't do jack shit, and that becomes a habit as well. Like they say that like doing something once, failing once, that's a mistake, it's a fluke. But you do it twice in a row, that's the start of a new habit. All right, so be careful. The things that you say is just one time, because oftentimes that just one time becomes like maybe just two times, just three times, and the next thing you know, that's your fucking life. So that's what I kind of want to talk about today in this video. It's kind of a rambling topic, but like if you guys are working hard like you guys should be, you're busting your ass trying to make money, trying to get fit, trying to get ripped, trying to develop yourselves in all areas of your life. Like like you're gonna have to, things are not gonna be, you're not gonna have the most optimal conditions to work out, to party at the same time, to fucking talk to chicks and become a fucking like a pussy slayer or some shit. You're not gonna master everything. All right, you're gonna have to make sacrifices here and there. Sacrifice all the bullshit for making progress, though. Right? Sacrifice all the bullshit, and then in a few years from now, you're gonna be lapping everybody who didn't.